I wanted to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about our school improvement plan. Each year we revise this plan, and every third year we take a look at the goals and see if we've achieved them, and then set new goals. And we're at the third year of the cycle, and it's really exciting to have the opportunity to revise these goals and align them to the things that we're doing here at school. So I wanted to take just a little bit of time to go ahead and look at some of the data that we're using to base our new goals on and the things that are driving the instruction here at Winslow. Each time we revise, we take a look at the data trends, both statewide data and our own internal iReady data, along with information that we're able to collect from other sources. For this, you can see our math trend. We've consistently scored above the state averages on the Math I Learned test. The most recent year is the darkest year and the farthest up to the left-hand side here. And while there are, of course, aberrations or years when we have classes that are down or things that come into play that may affect those scores, we're always looking for either a steady or upward trajectory on this. But again, against the state, we've traditionally scored higher in math. For English language arts, especially in our iRead, we've shown a lot of positive growth. While last year we had a little bit, again, of a down year, we anticipate that this year we'll see that number going back up. We already have 44% of the second graders that have passed this test, so we'll have likely a larger number and are working hard towards that. We're doing a lot of our work in the area of reading. We've been focused on the science of reading. We have a lot of our teachers that have completed science of reading modules, and some that are currently working on a course or have already completed a course called Keys to Literacy. This focuses on phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, and this year you'll be hearing a lot more about writing. We're using two different programs, one called Bridge to Writing and one called Step Up to Writing, to try to coalesce our language around writing and make our writing more programmatic and push our students further in that area. We found a lot of the research through our education has been that writing has a heavy influence on students' reading skills. So not taking away from the reading, but adding to it and making that a more powerful approach. So one of our goals is definitely going to be around our iRead scores, looking at the students who are at risk or likely to pass. We want 97% of the students who are on track to pass to then go on to pass in third grade. And of the at-risk students, we're looking to move that percentage from 56%, which is a state average, up to 67%. So moving that up from second grade to third grade, those students who did not pass in second grade, increasing the number, again, that pass in third grade, looking to continue to move that upward trajectory with a goal of 97%, 95 to 97% of students passing iRead 3 in the third grade. For our current goals, we achieved both of our academic goals. Our goals were 60% of students achieving their growth goals. So iReady at the beginning of the year sets a growth target for each student. And so our goal was to have 60% of students achieve their personal growth goals by the end of the year. And in ELA, we had 65% over the past couple years. So we've consistently met that goal. And then 68% over the past couple of years in math. So the reason that we're not continuing with the iReady goal, which we do like, but the state iLearn testing is changing next year, where there's a possibility that we may have to take the iLearn test, even though it's in a shorter form, 3 times per year. So we didn't want to get into a cycle where we'd have to do iReady, iLearn, iReady, iLearn, iRead, iReady, iLearn. Instead, we may only have iLearn, or maybe K-2 do iReady. So we're looking more at iLearn growth as a school-wide goal, and then for the lower grades, that iRead goal as a goal. And it focuses, again, around the work that we're doing as a staff to improve instruction for our students. The last area we'll talk about is the character education, employability, and family friendly. We've been a family friendly school for 2 years in a row, and while there's always ways to improve that, that's what this goal will be centered around: is how do we collect data that we can use to help improve the connections that we have at school. And one of the things we've been saying is the 88% of a student's life from age 5 to 18 is spent outside of the school building. While it seems like they're here all the time, if you do the math on it, they're really not here more than 12% of their lives. They spend the majority of it outside of this building. And so finding ways to partner with parents to improve that 88%, or give you the resources to do more of what you're already doing. So many parents do so much for their students at home. We just want to be a resource outside of that 12% of the time that we have them as well. We'll have surveys that come home. So to achieve that family friendly status, one of the things that we had to do was send surveys home to parents, staff, and students. We're turning those into Google Docs, so we'll be sending those home to, again, collect the data, to look at the questions, to seek areas of improvement, whether it be communication, like trying to get videos out. I know I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and it's a way for me to learn things, be entertained. It's easier sometimes than reading, since I'm on the go so much. I can put it on in the background and just listen. But looking for what these scores are, and again, looking to improve them by at least 10% over the next 3 years. Attendance is something that we've been focused on in the office a lot this year, as there's a state law that's come in related to this, where students who miss more than 10 days of school would have to be referred to the prosecutor. And we're looking at prevention. How do we keep students from that number? We don't want to do that. We want to be able to, again, work with families to understand that if they get a doctor's note, or if they meet with Nurse Casey and they're sent home, those are excused absences and don't count towards that number. And we want to make sure we're troubleshooting, we're getting those doctor's slips, so that we stay away from any of the punitive consequences that would come from something like that. We have had a certain number of students each year that who miss 10% of the year. That's obviously 18. We're always working on that too. Again, looking at those difficult situations and how we can help the students and their families. If anybody has questions about our school improvement plan or goals, please send them to me at school, or reach out to your student's teacher. I think it's a tremendous opportunity to provide input. We're always looking for ways to, again, improve the school and to partner with parents to improve that 88% of the time they spend outside of the building. Thank you.